Folks, welcome back to the rundown with the Cowboy Crab. I'm your host, the Cowboy Crab, and it's been a long time since I've stepped back into the studio to film an episode of the rundown, but I have been busy as shit with life stuff, so it's been really hard to try and do episodes of the rundown weekly, but we're back. So we are, at the time of the recording this, we are just a few hours away from the play-in games, both of which are at 11 p.m. tonight for the OFL. In the Western Conference, you have the Warriors and the Toros. In the Eastern Conference, you have the Knights and the Bolts. So what this video is, well, what this episode of the Rundown is essentially going to be a pretty much my postseason guide for the playoffs for people that either haven't kept up with every team or just want a brief little explanation of how things have gone down. So I figured let's start in the Eastern Conference. So first, you know what? Because I feel, you know what? We'll start with the two play-in teams here tonight. DC and Miami, both currently 5-3. On paper, DC is the better team, but only because of stats. Both share the same win. Both share the same win percentage at 63. On conference-wise, Miami is better at 4-1 over DC's 3-2. Then you get some other stats, and DC rules over the majority of them. But from what I haven't really kept up with either team this year, so go to the tail of the tape here for tonight and for tonight's matchup, and what people are saying here. So for the comparisons, Relly is overwhelmingly the favorite for DC. Phenom is also a favorite. Dilgens, I think I might have said that wrong. Is an overwhelming favorite. Chimpanzee Slayer and Runes Me, they're split. That's interesting decision, in my opinion, but I haven't kept up with your team. But the fact that that's pretty close to split says something, in my opinion. And Decamus, overwhelming favorite. Nox, a big overwhelming favorite. Shokin is also another favorite, and Cliff is also a favorite. So just taking a look, majority of DC's players have favorites or a split, but Miami does have some players. But I think the big player for DC is definitely Young Relly. He's a big player, but his team in the Philadelphia in the Empire State Sentinels, not the Freedom, 0-8 this season. 0-8. They finished second place in the Tank Bowl. And just taking a look at franchise media, Miami's cocky tonight about that, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we're gonna continue looking in the Eastern Conference here. Tuscaloosa. Oh wait, no, hang on, I gotta move up here. All right, Newark, Core Blocks, Atlanta, Canton, Motor City, Highland, and the Panthers. Excuse me. All those teams share a 6-2 record. My honest opinion, it will most likely come down to Motor City or Atlanta. I'll give you my reasoning. Newark, I've seen them play. They aren't terrible. From what I remember seeing of them, they could have some moments that aren't they'd rather forget about, to say the least. Core Blocks, I mean, they're also a very good team, but I feel like a divisional exit is most likely their future. They will definitely win. They should win their wild card game, but at the same time, you never really know. Now, this is the team I've been waiting to say it for. I gotta say it right here. Okay, I think I got it. Your reigning, defending, undisputed OFL Victory Bowl champions of the world, Atlanta Phoenix. There we go. I got it. Yeah, the Phoenix. I just had to do the voice. I just had to do it. Paul Heyman style voice. If you know, you know. But Atlanta 6-2, and definitely, in my opinion, they can go back to back this season. Ken is somebody who I honestly kind of forget about sometimes, but who knows? They could definitely shock me. Motor City, a new team, if I remember correctly. Them and Toronto being the new teams, and Motor City, new team. And for them to start their team this season 6-2 is absolutely phenomenal. Like, no matter what happens, this has been a great season for Motor City. Then you move to Highland. Highland is also another team that I don't remember them having some bright moments. They definitely have been good. And in first place, the Roblox Panthers. Also somebody I haven't been keeping up much with. Panthers, I mean, yeah, they got first place on paper, but that might be because of their PD. Like, that's a 130. And their SOS is also a 484. Conference play-wise, Highland beats them. OPPG, I mean, they win that. DPPG, they are tied with Highland. Actually, Motor City beats both of them in that. But just Roblox, I mean, they got more stats, so... Honest opinion, if I had to go in order of who I think it's most likely going to come down to, at the top, I'm definitely thinking Atlanta. Second place, the Panthers. Third place, the Mustangs. Fourth place, Huskies. Fifth place, Greats. Sixth place, Snowhawks. Seventh place, Destroyers. And eighth place, the winner of the DC Knights Bolts game. Honest opinion, I don't see either of those teams getting out of the first round. Like, they'll win, but the winner has to go play Roblox, and that's going to be an interesting game, but I feel like Roblox is definitely walking out with a win on that one. Let's move to the Western Conference, where that play-in game is last season's runner-up, the Houston Toros. Currently 4-4, and they got to play the play-in game here tonight. But let's just take another quick note. There are a good amount of teams with a 4-4 record. Omaha, Houston, the Warriors, and the Sunbirds, and the Ducks. So to think about it, Omaha could have had to play in this play-in game. Saxton could have played back in the playoffs. Remember, last season they were the first seed, and Roblox was the 8th, and the Warriors were the 8th seed. So we could have had them rematch in a play-in game, and the Ducks could have also snuck in. So some interesting things to think about right there. Moving on up, you have 4 teams with a 5-3 record: the Bruisers, Invaders, Raiders, and Sky Kings, all with 5-3 records. And then your top 2 teams, Blue Steel City and Tremont. So, on paper, I'm still favoriting Tremont. In my opinion, from what I've seen from the Turks, they are really, really good. Excuse me. They are really, really good, and the second seed is definitely good for them. But they definitely could have gotten first. But Blue Steel City, definitely another competitive team. That could be your championship matchup, in my opinion. The Sky Kings, definitely a team I kept hearing a lot about this season. So they definitely will make it close, but I don't know if they can get it down. Redcliffe, also a team I kept hearing about. Some good, some bad. Green Bay, last season, I don't remember them being that good. This season, they've definitely improved. The Bruisers, somebody who also kind of like It's kind of been consistently at least decent from my time being here. Omaha. This is the team that's came out of nowhere for me. Hey, let me just take you back in time a little bit. Let me take you back to week number 4. OFL week 4. The Omaha Nighthawks and the Empire State Sentinels in Tank Bowl number 2. Omaha would not only go on to win that game, but they would also make the playoffs. Just absolutely impressive. So all my credit to Omaha. The only fun fact, the only team this season to compete in a Tank Bowl and have a guaranteed playoff spot. The Warriors have a shot, but they have to win the play-in game. Toronto and Justin eliminated Empire State. They went 0-8, and the Raptors 0-8. So, I will give my credit where credit's due. Omaha, you did something I didn't think you could do. Now let's go from a Tank Bowl to a playoff spot, sitting at the 7th seed. Houston and the Warriors is definitely a coin toss, though. Do the runners-up from last season's Victory Bowl, at least to try again, or do the Warriors, who was 8th seed last year, once again try and go on a Cinderella run? If I remember correctly, they didn't get far after their victory in Saxton. But yeah. So with the time we've got left, let's just do a debriefing of some of the other teams, for the teams that didn't make the postseason. We'll just make this a postseason guide and a regular season debriefing. So we'll start in the Eastern Conference again. The Tank Bowl champions, Philadelphia Freedom, finishing with an 0-8 record, 0-5 in conference play. A 41 OPPG. He has 64 DPPG and negative 186 XPD. Good God, they're terrible, and they earned the Tank Bowl championship. Not to mention a almost near 600 SOS. It's definitely not a good thing. But yeah, Freedom. I didn't do it. They were in Tank Bowl matchups, and they lost every single one of them. You know what? Now I gotta check. So let me just check something real quick. So what happened in Tank Bowl number 9? Punishers Freedom. Freedom almost won. Punishers got the win in the end, though. I gotta check Tank Bowl number 8 if I can find it. Yeah. Well, can't seem to find Tank Bowl number 8, but I know it's on here somewhere. But Philly, Empire State 0-8, and apparently Empire State's key is Relly. So they got to get him back to playing on their team. Rockford, Kingo, if you're listening, fix the team. I bet you don't want me coming on here at the end of the season, at the end of next season, talking about your Raptors sucking again. Fix the team. That's all I can tell you, man. Raptors, 0-8, but Empire State just that much worse. So the Rockford Raptors get the bronze medal in the Tank Bowl. The Firecats 2-6, just below average, to say the least. A 25% win rating, win percentage. It's just, man. They didn't finish worse, dead last in their division, but man, that's just terrible. The Punishers 4-4. They finished at 500 at least, record-wise. Toronto also finishing at 500. The former Easton Eagles, Dredson finishing 4-4, and Tuscaloosa finishing 4-4. 4-4 is like the equivalent of finishing what used to be 8-8. Because yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Going 4-4 is like going 8-8. I mean, yeah, it's decent, but you could have done better. Anyways, Eastern Conference. Well, now it's the Eastern Conference. This will be your Western Conference. In the Western Conference, your worst team was Mexico City, 1-7. I'll give them credit. At least they got a win. But 1-7, my God, that's terrible. If I remember correctly, they are owned by everybody's favorite streamer. One, the only Kiri Cali. And I don't know if I don't even know if Kiri watches any of my stuff. But if he does, I give him and Kingo the same advice. Fix the team. That's all you can do, man. You fix the team. Let me just try and see if I can... I'm pretty sure I'm right on that, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the Rams 2-6. So yeah, another 2-6 team is the Spartans. So both of them 2-6. If I just remember correctly, weren't the Rams like a highly contended team last year? And Spartans 2-6. I forgot how they did last year. Not even kidding. The Rattlers 3-5. I feel like that's about how they finished last year. Oklahoma City, another new team. And well, they didn't really get the Motor City luck, did they? I mean, they started the season pretty hot, and then just kind of fell. The Jackrabbits. They didn't do great. The Pride of North Dakota, only going 3-5. And then you had the Ducks and Sunbirds, who were just mere statistics away from getting into the play-in game. That's about it, though. But yeah, I think that's it. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So I'll probably be back after the play-in games here tonight, and I'll do pretty much predictions on how the tournament's gonna go down. So this is just a quick little guide before the play-in game and a debriefing about everybody else. Once the play-in games are over, I'll be back, and as soon as I can possibly get myself to film another one of these. But you know what? Who knows? But just try and expect me to get a postseason predictions video out at some point. But yeah, I think that's probably where we're gonna end it here, folks. So yeah, let's wrap it up here for you. Representing Team Ocean, I am the Cowboy Crab, saying so long, everybody. And let the playoffs begin.